What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail. How family courts became economic hitmen. So, what's interesting about family court is, as Mr. Palmer would talk about, it's a business. It's about money. You get kickbacks and whatnot for the money. Let's just say that. So, what I find interesting about, if the book about, create how they made economic hitmen or creating an economic hitman. I'm tired, don't forgive me. But you destabilize a country. So the family court, because money was at stake, destabilized the family. Somebody has to pay per view, as Zoe Williams used to say back in the day. So now you got one party holding custody and the other party basically paying per view, which definitely is an animosity. Now, the division is part of the system because at the end of the day, you will see how, it's two parents, a child or children, and two lawyers, judge, courtroom. The system is in the middle of that, and their job is you think their job is to come with a resolution, but in practical application, their job is to create more division. Because the more division they create, the more you don't look at the lawyers in the court and the system, the more you look at each other. So now you have a hatred towards each other. And as long as you have that hatred towards each other, well, you're not going to pay attention until the money getting siphoned out of, the situation. You're not going to pay attention to the amount of lawyer fees, of court costs, court fees. You're not going to pay attention to paying the state every year to pay child support. You're not going to pay attention to, every time you get a check cut to you, they take a piece. You're not going to pay attention to that. And you got, and thus, once you create the division, you destabilize the finances. And what I mean by that is you basically take resources that can help build a family and you split them apart. And what's interesting is a lot of times one or both parties don't wind up getting ahead. And what I mean by that is you would think it's smart to say, okay, if you're receiving money monthly, you might want to put it towards something. And I said prior to this before that, a lot of time mothers or women are looking for a man to come along to marry them and be the one to pay for the house and the picket fence. But not taking into consideration, another guy might not want to take on your kid, even if you're getting money for that kid. So, that's not technically going to be looked at as income coming into towards the house. It's going to be looked at as income coming to your pocket. So, not necessarily if another man is going to take care of that. So, which creates a situation where the ladies normally don't get property, and the men don't, and the men wind up being single or perpetually single. And if they would all have been in the same house, their 30-year mortgage would have been paid off in 10, 15 years because of the money that's in house. But which also keeps, in some ways, the economy flowing, right? And what I mean by the economy flowing, now you have more people shopping for wants to pass the time and shopping for needs because the cost of living keeps rising and now you need more and it costs more and now it's hard to keep up. So now that the family's destroyed and you're getting nickel and dimed out of building, when people complain about building, the family court is constantly growing. There's more division, there's more animosity. There's, you add feminism into the mix. I don't need a man logic, and it grows it more. It feeds the fees. The monster are the fees. So the monster would be all the court costs and the court fees and the lawyer money. So it feeds the fees. I forgot the divorce corpse. Corps. I forgot how I say it. Divorce Court Corps. CORPS, or corpse as in dead body. But it was talking about how much the system benefits off of this stuff. So when you destabilize the family, you destabilize the relationship, you create animosity, you get to walk away scot-free. And people aren't knowing the wiser because you put me in this situation, you put them people in my life, blah, 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 blah. So now, once that the nation is destabilized, you infiltrate. Take over. So now the state's advice is better than yours. Now you can have other state entities, have more influence over your children than you do. Thus the daycare, thus the television, thus, we need to find this kid a mentor. You paying to play. Right? So now, as long as other people are involved in this situation, it's on them. Now that same money that two parents could have worked together, and kept in house and grew, whether they were together or separately. Now you're paying for people to fill those positions. Now you're tired because you're going to work and you work, 10 hours, 12 hours. Now instead of going to cook a meal and, even if you thawed the food out, you're just going to pick something up. So, Chick-fil-A got a few dollars over here. Popeyes got a few dollars over here. Mentor got a few dollars over here. Camp got a few dollars over here. Now you shopping got a few dollars over here. See what I'm saying? It becomes a problem. And the family court is lock, step, and key. And then when the kid winds up a little scrambled up, what happens by the time they become an adult? Now it's time to, if they make mistakes, now it's time to lock them up. Now the state makes more money. Family's divided. Guess what? Now you got to pay those fees for those phone calls. Now those trips, now that commissary, this, that, and the third. Family's already destabilized. If you stupid, now you putting the house up, you putting this up and that up for bond and lawyers' fees and this, that, and the third. And if that person messes up, then you lose more stuff. Hey man, so it's a recycling of these shenanigans. And you need another lawyer and another. See what I'm saying? So family court works magically. But that's just my thoughts on it. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.